Hello viewers, do you want to play Armored Core but can't because FromSoft has not been making a new one since Bloody Forever? Well, I got something for you, in a rather different form. Apocalypse Frame is a Lumen-based fast-paced mech TTRPG made by Binary Star Games, where if you played any Armored Core game, you probably know what the setting is at this point, so I'm not even going to bother talking about it. So, how do you play the game? Well, like most Lumen-based game, all you need is d6, and then roll a number of it to get the highest one with varied results. That's the core mechanic of every Lumen TTRPG to make it really fast-paced, and when making your ace, you can assign number 1, 2, 3 to your 3 attributes: drive, speed, and control, which you can change later as you change and modify your frame, the mech. These 3 attributes also affect the 3 resources used by your customized frame. Vigor is health basically, and drive adds to that. Tension is a resource used to perform additional action or reroll in a battle, and speed adds to that. Ammo is used to activate integrated systems in a frame, and control adds to that. Each frame have their own base resource before the addition from the ace's attributes, and can be categorized into 3 weight class: light, medium, and heavy. Light frames are fragile, low on ammo, but very fast. Heavy frames are tough, filled with bullets, but very slow, and medium is just medium, that's why they are called that. Each weight class also has their own specific build trait, allowing them to regain some resources before rolling for drops. But how does all of these tie with the combat mechanic? In combat, each player has 2 actions available to them each round and could perform the following actions with it. They can also, as I mentioned before, spend tension to perform additional action or reroll it, like when they are shooting an armament. Armaments are basically weapons that comes with their own harm, tags, and dices, which when you fire an armament as an action, you roll the dices to see if you hit, and if you roll badly, an enemy NPC can act, possibly harming you, and that's bad. Which is why there's systems, which can be defensive systems that help you and your fellow pilots, and offensive systems that just shoot people. Systems not only don't need to roll to work, bypassing failure entirely, they also only cost ammo to activate, just ammo, not even action is needed, which makes it quite a panic button if you ever need pure damage. This means that while Light Frame has essentially 4 actions to do stuff with every round, if they spend all of that in shooting, they might get shot a lot in the process and they can't really get their vigor back. And while Heavy Frame might appears to be slow, they have a lot of ammo to spend on free damage and support, preventing them from getting harmed. And then there's Medium, which is just in between, I guess. Not only that, each time you defeat an enemy, they drop, well, drops, which has 1/3 chance for vigor, tension, and material, used to purchase or upgrade your frame, armament, systems, and whatever. I fully recommend just shoving drop vigor to the lighter members of the team, and tension to those with more vigor, but that's just a tactical suggestion. However, you shouldn't worry about taking too much harm that much, because while you might take frame damage which could impair your frame from losing all of your vigor, you can still keep on going with renewed vigor and tension, allowing you to go nuts with firepower. And if you take in too much frame damage, you can still conduct field repair if there's time, or you can go out with a massive bang, make it dramatic. Also, enemy activations work on a per ace basis, or when ace rolled badly with their dices, so filling the battlefield with tons of enemies actually don't affect the balance of the scenarios much, and allows the players to feel really good when they take out tons of enemies in quick succession. That is, once again, the basis of the Lumen systems: fast-paced, and make the player feel powerful, and even if they do fail, there's the above-mentioned fail-forward mechanic. And now that you know how to play the game, let's talk about the frames. Other than the weight classes, frames are also categorized by which divisions they are made for, which doesn't matter much to be honest, but there's basically 9 different frames in the core game, and other than the above-mentioned build traits, there's their own unique integral traits and systems, along with 2 armaments and modular systems that you can switch out easily, allowing each frame to be very different from one another. These frames included but not limited to: M1 Soldier, a very bog-standard medium shooty frame. It loves shooting a lot, but it also knew that it might get shot for all the shooting, so it has a systems that protect it just a bit. L2 Brawler, a fast light frame that loves to brawl. In fact, it can just move after smashing an enemy at close quarter combat because bullet is too slow, and could slam enemy hard with its sheer speed. H3 Angler. What the hell is an angler? is a supportive heavy frame that's here to keep enemies from moving, anyone it hurts cannot move, and has a razor sharp net that can fish enemies in easily. The fact that you could just buy other frames and stuffs at an rather cheap price and being able to change your ace's attributes easily mean that you could try an entirely different playstyle with ease and have fun with it. There's more in Apocalypse Frame too, like a multiple clock system for a dynamic campaign, different tiers of enemies from Standard, to Tougher Prime, to Colossus, which, guess why they are called that, and Ace Advances, or upgrades, that gives a direct upgrade to your frame, like more ammo, more vigor, or just plain lets you carry more guns, giving you a potential maximum of 10 guns in some frames. That's not all either, coming along with the core book is an expansion called Ace High, which, can you really call this an expansion if you get it with the core book anyway? In Ace High, you get new experimental armaments and systems that might shake your frames apart just from firing them, and it's worth it. 3 experimental frames, which includes one that loves laser too much, one that loves going fast too much, and one that loves missiles too much. Can you guess which one is my favorite? There's also the Crisis Advances mechanic, which upgrades basic enemies as players advance through the campaign, and a new enemy type called Tyrant, many bosses that are practically equal on foot against an ace. I'm not kidding, they are fucking dangerous. Other than that, there's extra supplements for Apocalypse Frame 2, like the Ballad of Industrial Gods, absolute ass-kicking name, a campaign supplement based around a heist to take resource from the Republic, very useful for GM to figure out campaign of their own. And as the first of a season pass, the Infected World is a supplement that introduces one new frame and a world map system to Apocalypse Frame, letting players chart out the territory and deal with danger of this changing landscape. Also very useful for GM because it makes planning and running campaigns so much more easier since the player just do half of the work for you. That said, I have to mention that Apocalypse Frame is still in development. I think it's very much complete and there isn't a glaring issue with it at the moment. You can run it perfectly fine right now, to be honest, but I guess the author is still not feeling complete about it. Anyway, you can get it and its supplements now on itch.io, and that's all on Apocalypse World, a Lumen-based TTRPG for when you just want to play Armored Core but can't because FromSoft does not want to put it on PC and stops making new ones since, like, I feel fucking old, Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.